opposites ideally balance one another out. You follow me? That nothing is going to be all good all the time. Nothing's going to be all bad all the time. That's why, for lack of a better word, there will always be evil in this world, because at a fundamental level, there has to be. Because with no evil, you cannot have good. Even if you could somehow magically get rid of evil, whatever the bottom part of good is would become the new evil. Does that make sense? Like if you could get rid of people that do terrible things, then the new evil would be people that didn't say please and thank you, and that would be the most terrible thing because that would be the opposite of the best thing. You follow me? So the next law then is the law of rhythm, and what the law of rhythm dictates is that things will always move back and forth between those 2 points that we just talked about in the law of polarity. That not only will light and shadow exist, not only will you have to have a day and a night because you cannot have a day without a night, you cannot have a night without a day. What it also dictates is that things will constantly shift between those 2 things. That no matter what you do, you're going to have ups and downs. You just will, because it's the law. It's built into the very fabric of reality. Now, does this mean that your life is going to swing wildly between amazing billionaire and crushing I'm living in the streets homeless? Well, maybe, but probably not. It's like you want, instead of your life to shift between maybe on a scale of 1 to 10 being a 2 and a 6, you can arrange your life where your life shifts between an 8 and a 10. Does that make sense? That the worst thing that happens to you that day might be that your filet mignon was too cold, right? But that was a bad thing, that your fate switched between the best meal of your life and the not best meal of your life, the best day of your life and the not best day of your life. Does that make sense? And it will always be this way. Things will never stand still. Things will always change. That's the primary constant in this life. That's the number one constant of the religion known as Taoism, which was also what the Jedi believed in Star Wars. It was basically Taoism, that the only thing that you can count on is change. Okay? Then you have the law of gender, which the law of gender is very similar to the law of polarity, except the law of gender says that everything will have male and female aspects to it. And when I say male and female aspects, a male aspect is the driving force, the pushing force, the expansive force. That's a male force. And the female force is more receptive, the magnetic, the attractive, the thing that receives things in. It's like a woman physically receives the seed into her body, and out of that she produces an offspring. Now, this isn't a sexism thing. This is just, again, men put out, women take in. Well, that's an odd turn of phrase. At least I didn't say women put out. So that just means that there's these 2 aspects. There's the yin and the yang, which is precisely what that is. That yang is male energy and yin is female energy. The light, dark, expansive, contracting, expressing, receiving, male and female. And the last thing is the law of cause and effect, which is probably the only one of these that you've heard of before now, except maybe vibration. And the law of cause and effect is just that. That if you knock a bottle off the table, it will hit the floor. What goes up must come down. If there is an out, there must be an in, right? And all of these laws kind of go together and build off of one another. Okay? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit more then about how you can apply this and how you can use this to kind of turbocharge the law of attraction to get whatever it is that you really want and most want in this whole life, in your whole life, in this whole life, whatever. But before we do that, let's get a little more music going here. Let's see, what do we want to hear? Now, this is kind of, actually, this is old school because I've got a special somebody that woke up in the middle of the night to hear my very first show. So I'm going to play something that I know they are going to like. And I will be back with you shortly. And again, if I've done this correct, it should start right about now. And again, for Madness. How do they work? Right? Yes, somebody just wrote that in my chat. Okay, so again, I'm going to stop the video stream here just so I have it split up so it'll be easier for me to edit and upload later. I'm only going to stop it for a couple of seconds. I'm going to drink some water because you can see I'm doing a little bit of this right here. And I'm going to restart the stream in just a second. So don't go nowheres. Okay.